Imagine a world you no longer recognize. The year is 2035. The American dream is a distant memory, replaced by a daily struggle for survival. The skyline, once a symbol of prosperity, is now a silhouette of decay. Bridges crumble, roads are fractured, and the hum of a thriving nation has fallen silent. This isn't a movie. This is a possible future. A warning etched in the rust of abandoned factories and the empty shelves of forgotten stores. How did we get here? And more importantly, is it too late to turn back? The first cracks appeared years ago, subtle at first, then impossible to ignore. We were warned about the national debt, a number so vast it became abstract, meaningless. Trillions upon trillions, a ticking time bomb we chose to snooze. We thought the party would never end, that we could just print more money, borrow from the future, and everything would be fine. We were wrong. The first domino to fall was the currency. Hyperinflation didn't arrive with a bang. It crept in. A loaf of bread that was $4 became 10, then 50, then 100. Your life savings, meticulously built over decades, evaporated into thin air. The dollar, once the world's reserve currency, became little more than paper. International confidence plummeted. Countries that once eagerly bought our debt started dumping it. Global trade, the lifeblood of our interconnected world, seized up. Suddenly the container ships stopped arriving. The shelves in our stores, once overflowing with goods from every corner of the earth, went bare. It wasn't just the fancy electronics or the latest fashion, it was everything. Medicine, car parts, even basic food items. We had outsourced our survival, trading self-sufficiency for cheap goods, and now we were paying the price. This economic collapse triggered a social breakdown. When people can't feed their families, desperation takes over. The social fabric, already strained by political division, tore apart completely. Protests turned into riots. Cities became battlegrounds, not over ideology, but over resources. The trust between neighbors evaporated, replaced by suspicion and fear. The emergency services we took for granted were overwhelmed. Police, firefighters, paramedics, they were just people, trying to survive like everyone else. The systems we built to protect us simply couldn't withstand the pressure. The power grid flickered and died, plunging entire regions into darkness, both literal and metaphorical. Without electricity, communication failed. The internet, our global town square, went silent. We were isolated, cut off, and vulnerable. This grim future wasn't inevitable. It was the result of a series of choices, of short-term thinking, and a collective failure to address foundational problems. We ignored the decay of our infrastructure. We watched as our manufacturing base withered away, taking with it millions of good-paying jobs and the skills needed to build and maintain a nation. We prioritized financial engineering over real production, creating a hollow economy that looked prosperous on paper, but was fragile at its core. We became a nation of consumers, not producers, of debtors, not savers. But I'm not here to just paint a picture of despair. I'm here because this future is not yet written. We are standing at a crossroads, and the path we choose today will determine the world of tomorrow. We have the power to avert this crisis, but it requires courage, unity, and a return to first principles. So, how do we fix it? How do we rebuild the foundation before the whole house comes crashing down? First, we must get our national finances in order. This isn't a partisan issue, it's a math problem. We need responsible government spending and a serious long-term plan to reduce the national debt. It will require difficult choices and shared sacrifice, but the alternative is far worse. We need to stop kicking the can down the road and start acting like responsible adults who care about the world we leave for our children. Second, we must reinvest in America. This means rebuilding our infrastructure, our roads, bridges, ports, and power grids. This isn't just about creating jobs today. It's about laying the groundwork for the economy of the future. A modern, efficient infrastructure is the circulatory system of a healthy economy. It attracts investment, facilitates trade, and increases our national productivity. We also need to bring manufacturing back home. A nation that cannot make things is a nation that cannot control its own destiny. Reshoring critical industries, from semiconductors to pharmaceuticals, is a matter of national security. We can encourage this through smart policies, investments in technology and automation, and a renewed focus on vocational training. We need to celebrate the makers, the builders, and the innovators once again. Third, we must fix our education system. A strong economy requires a skilled and educated workforce. We need to ensure that every American has access to a quality education that prepares them for the jobs of the 21st century. This means investing in our teachers, modernizing our curriculum to emphasize critical thinking and technical skills, and making higher education and vocational training affordable and accessible. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. Fourth, on a personal level, we must cultivate a culture of financial responsibility. This starts at home. We need to teach our children the value of saving, budgeting, and living within their means. We need to shift our mindset from instant gratification to long-term planning. Building personal savings, reducing individual debt, and investing wisely creates a resilient household. And a nation of resilient households creates a resilient economy. Prepare for your own future. Learn practical skills. Can you grow a garden? Can you fix a leaky faucet? Can you manage your finances without relying on credit? This isn't about being a doomsday prepper. It's about being a responsible, self-sufficient citizen. And finally, we must heal our divisions. A nation divided against itself cannot stand, let alone prosper. We have to look past the political labels and see the fellow Americans standing next to us. We need to find common ground and work together to solve our shared problems. The challenges we face are too great for any one party or ideology to solve alone. It requires a national effort, a sense of shared purpose, a rekindling of the American spirit that has overcome every challenge in our history. The flag you see isn't just a piece of cloth. It's a symbol of a promise of liberty, opportunity, and a government of by and for the people. That promise is at risk. The path to collapse is paved with apathy and division. The road to recovery is built with action, unity, and a commitment to long-term solutions. The future I described at the beginning is not our destiny. It is a warning. It's up to us to listen. It's up to us to demand more from our leaders. It's up to us to be the change we want to see. This isn't about fear. This is about empowerment. You have a voice. You have a role to play. Start by educating yourself beyond the headlines. Have these difficult conversations with your friends and family. Support businesses that invest in our communities. Hold your elected officials accountable. The American dream wasn't given to us. It was built by generations who faced down crises with courage and resolve. Now, it's our turn. The future of our nation is in our hands. Let's build one we can be proud of. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, please share this video. The more people who understand what's at stake, the better our chances of choosing the right path. Subscribe for more content that challenges you to think critically about our world. Let's start the conversation and the action together.